Welcome to Dallas Insider, your home for everything Dallas Cowboys. And make no mistake, what's happening in Frisco right now is one of the most important shifts in the franchise's recent history. The Brian Schottenheimer era has officially begun, and for the first time in a long time, there's a new energy in the building. There's a shift in tone, in culture, and in expectations. Cowboys Nation, if you've been waiting for a fresh voice and a bold direction, this might be it. Let's start with the headline. Jerry Jones is all in on Schottenheimer. In an offseason that saw countless rumors, coaching carousel drama, and fans demanding accountability after another early playoff exit, Jones made a decisive move. He handed the keys of one of the most iconic franchises in sports to a man who had never been a head coach at the NFL level. And you know what? That risk might just be exactly what this team needed. Speaking after a recent training camp session, Jerry couldn't hold back his praise. More. Exceeded. He has exceeded, Jones said confidently. He didn't hesitate. He didn't soften his tone. He made it very clear that Schottenheimer is already doing more than expected. And when Jerry goes public with that kind of endorsement, especially this early, you know it means something. Jones went on to highlight what makes Brian different. His people skills, his ability to communicate, really his understanding of his players, creating, if you will, not only a principle, but body language. Play the game with enthusiasm. It's physical. It's tiring. You got to play above that, and you do that with levity sometimes. You do it with sheer enthusiasm. This wasn't just an owner checking boxes. This was a football man, a Hall of Fame executive, identifying leadership and emotional intelligence as core traits that can elevate a locker room. Schottenheimer isn't just here to draw plays. He's here to connect, to motivate, and to maximize every ounce of talent in the building. Let's talk background. Brian Schottenheimer has been around football his entire life. The son of the late legendary coach Marty Schottenheimer, Brian was raised on discipline, game planning, and team-first values. But he's not living in his father's shadow. He's built his own resume. He's worked with 9 different NFL teams, held the title of quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, and most recently led the Cowboys offense in 2024. That performance, especially his chemistry with players and attention to detail, is what earned him the top job. He's respected in the locker room. Players like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons have all responded positively to his energy. He's younger than most head coaches, more relatable, and very much in tune with today's NFL culture. But don't confuse that with softness. He's intense, structured, and holds players accountable. So here's the question fans are asking. Can a first-year head coach handle the pressure in Dallas? Let's be honest, this isn't a small market or a team in rebuild mode. This is America's team, a franchise with one of the most passionate fan bases and a legacy built on championships. The expectations are always high sky, but sometimes the best way to break through is to change the formula. The Cowboys had gone through years of experienced head coaches with mixed results. Now, they're banking on fresh vision over recycled leadership. And the early results? They're promising. Training camp reports describe a more intense, more focused, and more energized atmosphere. Players are flying around. Competition is real. The coaching staff, from offense to defense to special teams, feels unified in their approach. And Schottenheimer is at the center of it all, setting the tone and pushing for excellence. Cowboys Nation, it's time to start thinking big. This isn't about whether Brian Schottenheimer can survive the job. It's about whether he's the missing piece that finally gets this roster over the hump. After years of talented teams falling short in the playoffs, Dallas needs a coach who can inspire belief, command respect, and outsmart opponents when it matters most. So now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Brian Schottenheimer is the right man to lead this team into a new era? What do you think of Jerry's bold commitment? Are you excited for what's to come, or are you still waiting to see results before you buy in? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with every diehard Cowboys fan you know. This is just the beginning of a long journey, and Dallas Insider will be with you every step of the way. Because in 2025, change isn't coming, change is here. As training camp unfolds in Oxnard, something different is brewing inside the Cowboys locker room. For years, fans and analysts have said that Dallas has the talent, but lacked the intangibles. Now, with Brian Schottenheimer at the helm, that narrative is starting to shift, and fast. From the veterans to the rookies, the energy is new, the tone is sharper, and the expectations are rising. This is no longer just about assembling a good roster. It's about building a culture that can win in January and February. Let's start with the environment Schottenheimer is creating. One of the most noticeable differences under Schottenheimer's leadership is the accountability structure. Everyone, from QB1 to special teams backups, is being held to a higher standard. Players are showing up earlier. Meetings are more intense. Walkthroughs are sharper. The details matter now, and you can feel that urgency resonating across the team. According to several players, there's a greater sense of ownership and purpose, something that had been missing in previous seasons. Even Dak Prescott, entering what might be the most scrutinized year of his career, has praised the changes. "There's just a different energy," Dak said in a recent interview. "We're not just going through the motions out here. It feels like everything we do has meaning, from how we stretch to how we finish a play in practice." And speaking of practice, Schottenheimer's fingerprints are everywhere. He's not the kind of head coach who delegates and disappears. He's in the trenches with his players. He's talking to linemen during drills, encouraging wide receivers after drops, coaching up the quarterbacks between reps. It's intense, personal, and effective. And the players are responding. Wideout George Pickens, known for his fiery attitude, has looked more locked in than ever. Schottenheimer has found a way to channel Pickens' energy into focused aggression, something previous coaches struggled to do. And let's not overlook the role Schottenheimer is playing in shaping the team's mental toughness. Too many times in past seasons, the Cowboys have faltered when adversity struck. Whether it was a crucial interception, a blown lead, or a controversial call, the team had a habit of unraveling. But Schottenheimer is actively preparing his guys for those moments. He's running situational drills where the offense is down by 6 with a minute left. He's throwing unexpected challenges at the defense and red zone packages. He's even tweaking special team scenarios to simulate high-pressure, end-of-game situations. Why? Because he understands that winning in the playoffs isn't about pure talent. It's about how you respond when the margin of error disappears. Another major upgrade is how Schottenheimer is managing personalities, and not just star players, but the entire 53-man roster. Micah Parsons is still the heartbeat of the defense, and under Schottenheimer's influence, he's emerging as more than just a playmaker. He's becoming a full-blown leader. The staff has given him more responsibility in defensive installs, asking for his input during film study, and giving him a louder voice in the locker room. That trust is paying off. According to reports, Parsons is mentoring younger players more actively than ever before. On the offensive line, Tyler Smith has taken a big step forward, both in performance and presence. Schottenheimer has empowered him to be a tone setter in the trenches, and Tyler is embracing that role. He's been vocal, physical, and dominant in practice. It's clear that the coach is betting on young core talent to drive this team forward, not just aging veterans or short-term rentals. And the chemistry, it's real. Unlike in previous years where offensive and defensive units felt disconnected, this year's camp has featured more integrated team-building activities, player-led film sessions, and an overall sense of unity. Players are pushing each other, not just performing alongside each other, and that matters. That's how championship locker rooms are built. Now, let's not get carried away. Training camp isn't the playoffs. No one is hoisting a Lombardi trophy in July. But if you've been around the Cowboys long enough, you know that the best teams start clicking in the summer, not in December. And right now, under Brian Schottenheimer, this team looks and feels different. So we turn it over to you, Cowboys Nation. What are you seeing from this new locker room energy? Do you believe this culture shift is real? Do you think Schottenheimer can maintain this standard when the real bullets start flying in Week 1? And are you buying the idea that this team is finally building a championship mindset, not just chasing highlights? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you believe in this squad, and make sure you subscribe to Dallas Insider so you don't miss the next chapter of this journey. One thing's for sure, the Cowboys aren't just preparing for another season, they're preparing for war. As the Cowboys approach the final stretch of training camp, one thing has become crystal clear. This team isn't just focused on making noise during the regular season. They're building for January. They're building for February. They're building for legacy. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like all the pieces, coaching, talent, discipline, and identity are aligning in a way that makes Cowboys fans believe this could actually be the year. Let's talk roster depth, a recurring issue in previous seasons that seems to finally be addressed. Brian Schottenheimer, alongside front office leadership, made it a clear priority to build a deeper and more resilient team. Injuries derailed Dallas in the past, exposing thin second units that couldn't hold the line when starters went down. But 2025 looks different. On both sides of the ball, the Cowboys are showing versatility and strength across all depth charts. Take the offensive skill positions, for example. With CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens forming what might be the most dangerous WR duo in the NFC, the Cowboys have not only explosive playmakers, but a balance of styles. Lamb's precise route running and Pickens' vertical threat. And behind them, don't overlook the depth. Jalen Tolbert is having his best camp yet. Rookie Jaheim Briggs is turning heads with his sharp cuts and elite ball tracking. It's no longer a one-man show. This group is layered, dangerous, and hard to scheme against. In the backfield, even amid trade rumors involving Najee Harris, the current RB room looks sharper. Tony Pollard may be gone, but young back Malik Davis has shown flashes of true RB2 potential, and Rico Dowdle is healthy and hungry. If the Cowboys do land a power runner like Najee Harris, this offense might suddenly become unpredictable in ways we haven't seen since the prime Zeke years. And what about the defense? Micah Parsons is in mid-season form, fast, violent, and disruptive. But it's not just about him anymore. Deron Bland continues to rise as one of the NFL's most underrated corners. In fact, Bland may be playing his way into a huge payday soon. He's locking down receivers in camp and communicating like a true leader in the secondary. Trayvon Diggs, recovering well from injury, is back in action and looking focused. The defensive line with Osa Odigizwa and DeMarcus Lawrence holding strong has dominated in joint practices. Even the rookie class is contributing early. Linebacker Trayvon Jones has emerged as a dark horse to earn real playing time, showing high football IQ and sideline-to-sideline speed. Cornerback Kelvin Blackwell has made multiple splash plays and is learning quickly from veterans. The front office's focus on drafting smart, coachable, and scheme-fit players is clearly paying off. Now let's talk about leadership and chemistry, because talent alone won't carry you through December football. The tone being set by Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons is magnetic. These guys aren't just leaders by title, they're leading by action. Dak has taken ownership of the offense and is staying after practice with receivers to refine timing. He's even been seen mentoring third stringers on footwork and reads. That kind of leadership creates legacy, and that's what Dallas is chasing. Meanwhile, Schottenheimer has embraced total collaboration across his staff. Offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt and defensive coordinator Aiden Durde are in constant communication, ensuring both sides of the ball understand situational football and game script planning. This is no longer a siloed staff. It's a unit that operates like a machine. The days of disconnection between game plans and adjustments might finally be over. Even special teams are receiving unprecedented attention in camp. Kicker Brandon Avery has been near perfect from 50-plus yards, while punter Brian Anger continues to be a hidden weapon in the field position game. The Cowboys have also experimented with dynamic return men, looking to create field-flipping plays on special teams, an area often overlooked but crucial come playoff time. Finally, let's talk about the mindset. This is no longer a team hoping to win. This is a team expecting to win. And that shift in mentality, from cautious optimism to confident belief, might be the biggest difference maker of them all. Players aren't shying away from the Super Bowl talk. They're embracing it. They know the history, they know the pressure, and they're leaning into it. So Cowboys Nation, now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe this team has what it takes to make a legitimate Super Bowl run? Is Schottenheimer the right man to finish what this franchise started decades ago? Do you think Pickens, Parsons, Lamb, and Dak can finally deliver what this city has waited so long for? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Dallas Insider for every twist and turn of this unforgettable ride. Hit that like button if you're proud of how this team is shaping up, because in 2025, the Cowboys aren't just trying to compete, they're ready to finish.